This YouTuber said he got 2 million subscribers by simply doing this one thing. And this tweet was in response to Patty Galloway, who said, if you're a creator with over 100,000 subscribers, drop one piece of advice to those who are wanting to grow faster on YouTube. And I actually put together the 10 best pieces of advice. For the first one, this is a really, really good one. This comes from that same creator who got the 2 million subscribers doing this one thing. I'm going to cover that later in this video, but the first part of this is really, really good. He says, obsess over ideation and formats. One better idea can take you from 5,000 to 5 million views. And this is so true. The more I spent coming up with different ideas, titles, and thumbnails, going back to that basketball channel as an example, those videos just performed a lot better. And what would happen is I would come up with a title, thumbnail, an idea for a video. And by the time I saw the thumbnail and the title, I was like, this isn't that interesting. I don't know if I could get 1 million views maybe on this video. And so I just wouldn't even make that video. And so I would come up with 3, 4, sometimes 5 different video ideas, titles, and even thumbnail concepts. And then I wouldn't make 4 of them. I would just make one of those 5 ideas and I would make that video on YouTube. And I got a lot of views by really focusing in on doing that. And that is one of the things that a lot of my students need help doing, is coming up with better ideas. And it's literally one of the things that can absolutely just help you instantly get way more views, is by simply just knowing what videos to make and what videos not to make.
So right now, YouTube's in a really good place for content creators because subscribers don't matter anymore. All that matters now, if you want to grow on YouTube, is learning how to make content that gets recommended by the YouTube algorithm, which is exactly why I built out this brand new 12-week program showing you how to do this and how to take your channel and blow it up in the next 90 days, like I've helped tons of creators and YouTube channels do in the past. This is also brand new, so I have a wait list down in the description. You're going to get 50% off when I launch this. It's all filled with strategies that are working on YouTube right now, and you're gonna get access to all of that. So click the link in the description. I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and we'll get back to the video. Peace.
Okay, up next, if you have a banger video, see if any derivative formats can be made from it. Basically, when you have a winner, make a remix of it, make a part 2 of it, do it again, do it a little bit different, but very similar. Turn it into a new show format on your channel. And this is something that I did with my basketball channel. Is I had a video and it exploded. My channel only had like maybe 10,000 subscribers at the time, or probably even less. And this video just took off quickly. And as soon as I saw that it was taking off, I knew if I just want to get another quick 1 million views like that, let me just make this video slightly different. Let me just do it again very similarly. And that's what I did. And that next video got 1 million views even faster. It didn't in total get more views, but it got 1 million views almost within 24 hours. It was just over 24 hours. It hit 1 million views, which is crazy. That was like $3,000 in 24 hours from one video in just AdSense. And it's because when something works, you want to just keep working. I did this with Think Media as well. I made a video about genius YouTube advice, and that video crushed for us. And so I was like, let me just do it again and change it a little bit. And then I was like, let me do it again, but make it just Mr. Beast instead of all these different creators. And it just kept working, and it kind of turned into like our own little format of videos that we're making on Think Media. And one of my students, Farah, is doing the same thing. In her titles, she is calling herself ex-Google recruiter, because she is, and it's working really well. And she's just using that again and again. And that credibility piece and the way that it's in that title is just working really, really well for her. And so she's just continuing to use that because it works. So when you find something, again, this comes from getting the reps in, but when you find something that works on your channel, keep going. Do it again and again and again. Don't quit. We had 20,000 subs for 8 years. Now we have over 1 million subscribers. Tenacity is not talked about enough. And I agree. Another good tweet here from a massive YouTuber says, growth on YouTube is not linear, which is so true. There's ups and there's downs. And the truth is, when I started on YouTube, there was ups and downs, but I did not know why there were ups. Now I can understand why, some videos are performing well and some aren't. And that helps me actually go up and down in an upward trajectory, which is good. But you have to figure out, why are my videos not doing well? Why is this video doing well? And just understand and be okay that you're going to have ups and downs on YouTube. And I think there's this big misconception, because we'll look at people launch brand new channels and they'll explode. You know, my basketball channel, the first 3 videos get hundreds of thousands of views. One of them gets 1 million views. And it's like, man, his first 3 videos, he just pop. That was not my first 3 videos. It was on that channel, but I've had like 6 other YouTube channels. I've been doing this for like, at that time, right, 8 years. I've been posting videos and I've made hundreds of videos on YouTube. And I've studied and I've worked with a lot of different YouTubers, and I've been trying and testing and doing different things. And so that wasn't like my first 3 videos just popped off. Yeah, on that channel, but there are ups and downs, and yeah, it is not linear. And so you have to not quit. And if you keep going, you can't lose. Focus on topics with a big TAM. And you're like, what does that even mean? I'm glad you asked. It means total addressable market. It's more of a business term, but it makes a lot of sense for YouTube. For example, here we have Iman Ghazi, who says the ultimate guide to start SMMA from scratch. You might be like, I don't even know what that is, or you know what SMMA is, and you probably want to click on this video because it resonates with you. But the thing is, not everybody has a social media marketing agency. And if you don't have one, you're instantly not wanting to click on this video. And so if you just make a video that more people would be interested in, you would get more views. So a good example is this title and topic is laziest way to make money online in 2025. Now within this video, you could talk about starting a social media marketing agency. And you can see this video got a lot more views than the other video because this simply is able to be watched by a lot more people. Take a look at like Patty's, response. He says, every American has a car. His point is make videos that is more relatable, more people are interested in the topic that you're talking about. A good idea and topic can carry a bad video. This isn't to say to upload a bad videos, but don't get caught up in the video being super optimized or perfect if you know you're sitting on a banger. And I love this advice because I do think, especially with the students that I work with, they have businesses, they have digital products or courses or coaching programs that they sell. And the thing is, they don't need to be the best creator in the world, and they still can absolutely get a ton of views on YouTube, and it can grow their channel, it can grow their brand, grow their business. And I've just found that you don't need perfect videos to get a ton of views. And coming up with a perfect video, perfect editing and all that stuff it's all subjective, right? A lot of people can just post what they think is a bad video. And if it's a good idea, if it's a good topic, if it's a good title, a good thumbnail, it will get views, right? Now, this isn't always the case. You can definitely post a bad video with a good title and thumbnail and topic, and it's not going to get views because the video is so bad. But the truth is, you're probably better than you think you are. And if you just showed up on camera, gave some valuable insight or showcased something interesting, I think people would want to watch, and you'd be surprised at what you think is a bad video might be super interesting to someone out there. Number 6 is start a channel in a niche from the bottom up. I like to just call it a sub niche, but you'll get the idea here. So number 1, you have horror, which is just like scary stuff. Number 2, you could just talk about like horror movies. Or 3, you could go deeper and you just on your channel talk about deleted scenes that got cut from horror movies. This is an example of how you can just go a little bit deeper. And the reason for this is there's going to be less competition. If you're just getting started out on YouTube and you want to stand out and be kind of the go-to authority, then find a niche within a niche and dominate that sub niche. And then over time, what you can do is start to expand more and more. And a lot of people look at some of the top YouTubers and we go, man, well, they're posting about a lot of different stuff. Like even at Think Media, right? We were posting about cameras, reviews, tutorials, YouTube tips. We're doing all sorts of different things. And that's not necessarily the best strategy for someone just starting out. You're better just starting out doing one of those things. Just camera reviews or just tutorials on X. And so I think this is something that a lot of people mess up when they're getting started on YouTube, and they forget that, hey, you can always expand over time. And I think you'll grow faster actually if you just niche down a little bit more. Up next, we have quit waiting. Start now and aim to get 1% better with every video upload. You can't grow at all or get better at creating videos and thumbnails, etc. if you aren't dropping videos. This one's a gut punch for anyone who is a chronic perfectionist like me. And the thing is, like, the reason I think I got so good at creating videos and even was able to make videos that got millions of views is because I've been making videos and YouTube videos for over 10 years now. Like, I've been making videos since I was a child. And so I got really good at editing and storytelling and scripting. And then I started working at Think Media, and I was the creative director. And every single week and every single day, I was coming up with titles and thumbnails and video ideas. I was reviewing videos. I was doing all sorts of stuff. I was in the weeds, putting in a lot of reps. And when I was working at Think Media, I was making 2 videos a week for years. And I was doing the editing, the scripting, the idea, the title. We had an awesome thumbnail designer who I worked with, but I was doing a lot. I was putting a lot of reps in. And so the thing is, if you get those reps in and you try to just get 1% better, it just sounds so basic, but it's maybe what someone needs to hear today. Is you just need to get started and start messy. And I love this one too, to go with this, which is your first video will not be as good as your 50th. Finish videos, post them, grow, and keep on keeping on. It's just so true. You have to post your 50th video in order to have a good video. Mr. Beast, who didn't respond to the thread, but he said something very similar, which is like, he tells people just starting out, he goes, just make 100 videos. Don't even ask me for advice until you make 100 videos. And the idea is you need some level of reps to actually get some practice in. 100's a lot, but it doesn't need to be 100. You get the idea. You got to just get the reps in. And as you do that, just like with working out, you're going to start to build some muscle and see some results as you get consistent and stick with it. Okay. Up next is understand if you're an educator or if you're an entertainer. I finally found my groove after 10 years by simply sticking to a tight script of useful information backed with a ton of interesting B-roll from my studio. Here's the thing, guys. Well, there's a few things here. One, don't listen to all YouTube advice. And even with some of the stuff, I'm not saying everything in here because I'm trying to make this as applicable for the people who I know watch this channel, who in large are educators. And if you're an educator, it's a different ball game on YouTube and what you're trying to accomplish than the Mr. Beasts of the world who are trying to get hundreds of millions of views. And when we're talking about like increasing the total addressable market, they're trying to reach Earth, right? For us, we don't want to increase the total addressable market to infinity. There is a cap of, we want to attract the right viewers. And in that, it's understanding you're an educator. So you don't have to reach everyone. That's number one. And also how you do your content. It doesn't have to be like how entertainers do it. It doesn't have to be crazy editing. This video is very simple editing. It's very minimal. And it's because this is just value that someone's listening to or watching. And hopefully you're finding value from it, even though it's not crazy graphics all over the place. Point here, there's a big difference between the channels that are optimizing for entertaining people versus educating people. And you should know which one you're doing and make sure the advice that you're listening to corresponds with which one you answered to that as well. For this next one, it says, don't teach what you think people need to hear. Teach them what they want to hear. Now, let me help make this practical for YouTube. Your titles and your thumbnails and ideas, but your packaging, your titles and your thumbnails really should focus in on what people think they need to hear, more so what they want to hear. Think about it this way, right? Your content is the stuff they need to hear, but the title and the thumbnail and your idea should come from a place of, what do people actually want? What are their desires? What are their core desires? And what are their problems? What are their fears? What are the things that they're struggling with? And make videos around that. When they get on the inside, you can actually deliver the nutrition and the thing that they actually need and help them kind of shift their beliefs and their mindset by doing that within the content. Number 9, not every video is supposed to be a 1 out of 10. If you don't know what that is, it's just the best performing video out of your last 10 videos. It's getting the most views. I agree with this because I think people put a lot of weight on this. And at the end of the day, some of your videos, like I have videos, I had a video the other day I dropped that was a 9 out of 10 and now it's like a 4 out of 10. And so as the days go by, it's starting to reach more and more people, which is also why I love YouTube, but it's doing better and better. But besides that, besides the long-term effects of like, yeah, it actually might be your best performing video in 30 days or 90 days or later. Sometimes you're posting a video with not the intentions to get the most views. Sometimes you just want it to be super specific and it's meant to get people to learn about your offer, getting people actually to your email, getting them to your lead magnet, getting people to your landing page, etc. Now for this last one, it's by far the most common thing that I saw tweet after tweet after tweet. And it's what I talked about in the beginning of the video, right? From Dex, he said, study outliers, adapt them to your niche and make them yours. And there's all these tweets really saying the same thing. Try and understand what works on the platform. Don't try and recreate the wheel. Copying outliers from smaller channels is the fastest way to win. The highest ROI you can do is create content based on outliers. And I agree. And this is exactly what I did to get one of my most recent clients I started working with insane results by doing this. And I have a whole video breaking down exactly how I did this and how you can do it too if you want to start getting more views on YouTube. So click on the screen, check it out. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.